Hello there, welcome to Genessis Models. My name's Bobby Waldron and welcome to October's show. I've got a few things to show you, but been a bit of a busy week. I came down ill as well with a bit of a cold, pretty nasty. Don't worry, it wasn't COVID-19 or anything like that, but I've been working a lot on the beta store, which was a success. We'll get more into that later, but let's just jump straight into our competition winner for last month in September. If you remember, what we had up for our competition was the Focke-Wulf 190 A2 in 1/48 scale. This was by Edard and it's a nice Provi pack edition. So after doing the usual random number generation program, came down the thread, I came to Score's thread. So congratulations to you. You are September 2020's winner, and I'll get this kit shipped out to you free of charge. We've got another competition coming up later on in the show, but just to sort of get back to the beta store. The beta store was something that, as you know, we're setting up a website. We're setting up, you know, a website that's got the whole store, forum, videos, everything in there, one account system and everything, but that's going to take some time to actually get implemented because it is quite a complicated website we're building there. So we really sort of wanted to kind of move the store forward a bit, right? Sort of we want to get like the experience, we want to sort of get to know you guys and, you know, your interest and your support in us having a store and everything. So we thought if we build a beta store, we can start doing those things, because, you know, it does take a bit of experience to know how to run a store, and it is good to get the analytics of knowing what kind of support there is. So a beta store was kind of perfect for us to get ready for the big store with the launch of the website and everything, and actually it went really well, so well that we decided to kind of up our game a little bit more. And what I've done is I've released a beta store 2.0, so to speak, because our first beta store was really basic. There was no bells or whistles to it or anything, and we got a good response. So we decided to actually kind of build a bit more of a proper e-commerce store, which has got more of the bells and whistles and everything. We've decided to get in some more stock and start to sort of make a pretty sort of good beta store, and it's all about sort of getting all that experience and everything. We've only got, you know, it's not big, you know, there's only like a couple of things in there. I have made an order to get in some like paint ranges and more kits and maybe a couple of tools and stuff. But yeah, it's just slowly coming along, and it's just remember, it's not a finished product. It's not going to be finished. It's a temporary product. It's a beta. It's all just getting ready for the big launch, the big store, which hopefully through having the beta store, we'll have all the problems and the way we're going to run things all sort of ironed out and nicely ready for the big launch. You know, so just to sort of let you know a few things about it. We've done our research and we've looked around at online stores and everything. We kind of find that generally a 10% off discount is what you pretty much see everywhere. Even though that isn't sort of consistent, you might see 10% off as a general thing on online stores, but it's not really sort of implemented across the board. Whereas we are going to do the 10% off, but we want to make sure it's across the board. Everything is 10% off the RRP. We've also decided that you premium members are the members that kind of, you know, has built Genessis Models up. So we're going to be offering you guys an extra 5% on top of that. There is a discount code that there are links to it on the beta store. You follow the links and you'll have to enter username and password, and you go to that page and you'll have a nice little 5% off discount code that you enter when you get to the cart stage. So, you know, you get that nice bit there, which, you know, 10% plus 5%, you're getting like 15% off in total, which is, you know, makes it pretty much the cheapest online store out there. As well as we kind of we've sort of experimenting with this again. It's beta store. We decided we want to sort of keep the postage and packaging down. So what we're offering is if you spend £35 or more, you get free shipping, which if you look around is a pretty good offer really, to go £35 or more. If it's under £35 in the UK, it's around about £3.99. Internationally, we are doing internationally, but we're still working that one out. We want to try and get the price as cheap as possible, but we are kind of looking at the moment is £15.99 internationally, but we do want to bring that down and sort of work that out a little bit more, whereas before we was kind of just doing UK only. Now we are doing internationally, so you know, check that out if you want to go check that out. Also, I've been looking around a lot. You know, when you go to wholesale accounts, you know, you kind of see all this stuff, and the one thing I'm hoping you're going to appreciate here is that excuse me, sorry, had a bit of a cold. One thing hopefully you're going to appreciate is Genessis Models. We haven't just come along and gone, let's build a store and let's make money. You know, Genessis Models has been built on teaching you guys how to be a professional modeler. You know, we've been doing inbox reviews from day one, showing people whether something's worth it or not. And it's just, I kind of just feel that because we started from those roots, that setting up a online store now, I kind of look at all these things that we can buy and put in the store, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm more obligated to put in good stuff and leave out all the bad stuff, right? Only because, you know, it's sort of like a bit of a family here, and I'm kind of wanting to sort of move forward with sort of like a little personal policy of, if I put something in the store, you know, it's because I'm willing to sit behind this desk, use it, film it and teach it, rather than, you know, just putting stuff in just to sell it, whether or not it's a load of crap or not. You know, I don't really want to go down that route. I do appreciate that, you know, people like to get cheap stuff sometimes, you know, cheap's kind of cheap and cheerful. But again, if I feel like if I'm not willing to use it myself, should I put it in the store? So hopefully you're kind of appreciating that. And just to give you an example, I might have some around here. You know, glues like this. I mean, you've got Zappa Gap, right? Nothing against Zappa Gap, right? But it's a super glue. And if you've seen any of my latest videos, I'll actually say to you, you know, there's no point buying this stuff, right? You know, it can be quite expensive. You do get a load of glue in here. I think this is like a 1 ounce tub of super glue. But going off and buying, you know, DIY store super glue like this stuff, it's really, really cheap and you actually get to use it, right? I did used to buy this stuff, but I did find that, you know, in scale modeling, we might use a bit of super glue here and there, maybe a bit on photo etch and stuff, but then that's it. And you can be, you know, not touching it for ages and ages and ages. And I do find that once you've opened a pot of super glue, it does seem to have a shelf life. It does seem to lose its potency over time, as well as the lids. You know, you get all super glue around the nozzles and everything, and it goes all funny. If you leave it too long, I've had actually like whole 1 ounces of these. I've opened up, used it a bit, might not have used it for a year or two, and maybe I didn't put the lid on properly or something, but it's just gone rock hard and it's been a complete and utter waste, which is why I do prefer, and I teach now, to use just plain simple DIY store type super glue, because, you know, it comes in smaller packages, so you're more likely to use it all, and because it's cheap, you know, you normally get like quite a nice couple of pots of these and you can just throw it away. It just makes it more convenient, and really it's super glue. I do appreciate that Zappa Gap, they do stuff like fine and thick, like, well, sorry, thin and thick, and sometimes thin can be good in some applications, so in those kind of cases, yes. But as an example, it's like I would teach to go off and buy DIY store type super glue. So what I'm basically saying is, should I be going off and selling this in the Genessis Model store if I'm not willing to use it? So hopefully you kind of appreciate that what I'm putting in there is going to be sort of quality controlled. You know, I don't want to be selling just any old rubbish, or, you know, 10 different types of something, when really I'm only using the one thing. Why sell loads and loads of different types of, you know, super glues or any kind of glues or and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you kind of appreciate that, but let me know. I mean, some of you guys might like some nice cheap cheerful stuff thrown in there, even though I wouldn't use it. Things like again, I could go probably on and on. Tweezers, I've brought in the past tweezers, really cheap tweezers, and they're just made out of low quality metal that bends really, really easily. And I've ended up throwing them away, but then I've spent a bit more money, brought some nice quality tweezers, and they're really nice rock solid tweezers, and they, I'll probably never have to buy any tweezers ever again. It's stuff like that. And so now we come to the next segment of our show, which is kit release news, which actually, with the whole new launch of the beta store, this segment of kit release news is we're going to change the format a bit. Basically, there's no point us going off advertising what everyone else is selling. We're now selling products, so we're actually going to change the kit release news to show what's new in store, basically. So over to kit release news. So here we are for October's 2020 kit release news at the Genessis Models store. Now we've got a couple of kits in which I do inbox reviews, and so I open them. So we put them in a little bargain basement with 30% off. First we have the MiG-31 Fox Sound 148 scale. That's by Hobby Boss, and that's going for £44.79. We've got some PJ Productions US Navy pilot seated, that's resin, 1/32 scale for $9.79. We've got the A4 Skyhawk 1/72 scale by Airfix for $9.79. We've got the Israeli main battle tank, the Makarov Mark 3D late. That's 1/35 scale for £40.59. Then we have the M3 Lee, which is by Tacom, 1/35 scale for £33.59. All those kits are, as I say, they've been opened, used for inbox review, but they nicely got a nice 30% off. You can also get an extra 5% off if you're a premium member. Just enter your code. So now we got our kits. Now we have, here we've got another one, the BF109G10 1/48 scale Provi Pack edition by Edard, £22.82. That was another inbox review. Now we come to extra acrylics by Hanans. This is a paint range that we're going to be getting in next week, the entire paint range, just to kind of give you some paints to buy in store. We then have, this is a good one here, it's a brand new tool. It's the Edard Spitfire Mark 1 A 1/48 scale by Edard, and that's going to be at £27.18. Pretty much exactly the same kit that you saw in the Spitfire story by Edard, which I did a advanced inbox review on. That should be here by next week. Got some pre-orders now. These are kits that haven't been released yet. They're by Airfix. They're expected around about autumn 2020. We have the Bristol Bullfighter Mark 1 brand new tool for £17.99, as well as the Airfix Avro Vulcan B2 1/72 scale, again a brand new tool. That one's for £53.99. They're up for pre-order. Get your pre-orders in so as you can guarantee yourself a kit on release, just in case they get sold out really quickly. We also have the Elder Angruff 1/32 scale Edard. That's for £46.17. We then have the Lockheed U2C Dragon Lady 1/48 scale by AFV Club. That's going for £67.49. Just a quick one on the Elder Angruff, the 1/48 scale version, completely sold out. You brought them all off me. I've tried to get some more in, but they're out of sale everywhere else at the wholesale as well, so might be a bit of a wait on that. We then also have the Wild Episode 1 Ring of Fire Dual Combo Royal Class, which is for £46.62 by Edard. We've also got the BF109F Dual Combo Royal Class. I do love the Royal Classes by Edard. That one's at £85.14. We then have the Spitfire Story, which is at £51.48. That's by Edard. You've seen me doing an advanced inbox review of that. Really nice kit. We then have Hawker Tempest Mark 5 Royal Class Edition by Edard for £75.79, available in store. And that is it for so far our kit releases so far. Hopefully next month we'll have a load more kits and other stuff going on in the store, but back over to the show. So there's your kit release news. Hopefully you're liking the new format. Next up is going to be this month's competition. Again, I know I'm talking a lot about the beta store at the moment, but with the new beta store, it does mean that we can change and maybe spice up the whole monthly competition that we do here at Genessis Models. This is one where I want some feedback, right? Because what I'm going to offer you as this month's competition, it's not me showing you a kit. It's going to be, if you win, plain and simply, pick something from the Genessis Model store and we'll ship it out to you free of charge. Let me know if you like that better than me just picking out a kit and showing you. Is it better that you actually get to rummage through a store and pick whatever, you know, kit you want from the store? So you know, hopefully you're liking that. Leave the feedback down below. As always, you know, to be in it to win it, just go to Genessis Models website. On the forum you'll find October 2020's competition section, and just post in there any kind of comment, feedback, anything, hopefully some feedback about using the beta store as a place to have our competition now and pick your prizes from, and let me know if we should carry on doing that or not. But apart from that, you know, just get in on it to win it, and I'll announce the competition winner next month. So what we've been working on, well, just over here we do have our Leopard 2, right? Really nice kit. We've got it sprayed up with our first part of the camo pattern. Hopefully, as you can see there, we haven't gone mental with spraying it. We've just kind of put a base coat down on it. We have just done some bleaching on it, and we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to put like the other two camo colors on there, and then we're going to do some post shading and make it look all nice and cool that way. You know, so we're up to this stage at the moment. This month hopefully I should have it all completely sprayed up, and probably moving into the decal stage. The Tempest, which is just over here, I haven't worked on this one for a while. I do need to get working on it again. We sprayed the underside. Remember, we did black basing. On the top side we've done normal pre-shading, right? So hopefully I'm sort of liking the two different kind of styles, and we can sort of really sort of look at them, which interestingly I haven't really done black basing that much, but it is interesting to see black basing on the underside and just normal pre-shading on the top side. And really the black basing is looking, to me, kind of looking quite better. But then again, we haven't done post shading on the top yet, so we'll have to see on that one. I've got to put the second stage of the camo pattern on, and then there's a few other sort of complicated masking that we're going to be doing. We've got our yellow lines and stuff there, and probably moving into some deckling with that. We've got HMS Victory as always, just prodding along slowly but surely with HMS Victory. Sorry, that's it for this month for the show. Hopefully to see all your support and interest in the new beta store, because, you know, please remember, you know, this beta store and moving into the full online store, you know, it's only going to happen with your guys' support. You know, we will grow as big as you want us to grow. It's all down to you. So hopefully to see a lot of support from that. But as always, until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, this is Genessis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.